just when it's not, just because it's inconvenient.
I never thought that I'd see Glenn Beck as a beacon of reason when it comes to this specific issue, but what's going on here?
I don't know why he wouldn't see me as a beacon of reason on this specific issue. I'm very consistent on this specific issue. I mean, look, we don't shred the Constitution. Okay, so here they are. This was last week. They're all for the Miranda rights thing, but they don't take on Eric Holder. What about where is everybody on the right to privacy in your own email? Where is everyone on the right to location? Where is everyone on the new Supreme Court justice that could be there for the next 4 decades who says if you're under suspicion of financing a terror group, suspicion of financing, you can lose your rights, you can go to jail indefinitely without a trial? What? Here's another principle that we've always had in America. We've always had it. Innocent until proven guilty. How does that one work with this? You're innocent until proven guilty, but I can't be proven guilty because I'm being held indefinitely without a trial. I'm guilty until proven innocent. How does it work? That's why you need a warrant, you see. You need a warrant for citizens. You have to go to a judge. You have to convince the judge that you have enough reason. You got enough evidence here to say, look, this guy, I think this guy's guilty. All we need is to listen to his phones, or all we need to do is this or this or this. We need a warrant to do it. You're asking permission to be able to go and violate somebody's right. No, you can just go look without a warrant. You can just arrest them on suspicion. Citizens in jail indefinitely without justice. What are we turning into? Who is for this? Why are there not people speaking out about this? This isn't a Republican, Democrat. This is nothing. This is a principle. Let me add one more to it. Freedom of speech. Where does freedom of speech come from? I mean, that's number one. Where's that? This one was such a bedrock principle for those on the left because, and I was with you. I didn't like, what's her name, Cindy Sheehan. I didn't like her. I thought she was wrong. I thought she was a socialist, but she had a right to do it. I defend her right to speak out. When Hollywood, boy, you want to talk about being on talk radio during the war and defending Hollywood's right to speak out and saying, no, you don't boycott their stuff. If you can't handle it, just don't go to the movie anymore. But you don't boycott anybody. They have a right. In fact, I was on talk radio, on conservative talk radio. You want to talk about popular? It was me. Saying they not only have a right to do it, they have a responsibility. This is all of our country. And if you think our country is going down the wrong path, you have a responsibility. Leave the Hollywood people alone. Doesn't mean you have to talk nice about them. But they absolutely have a right. It is the most American thing you can do to speak out against your government. Where are those people now? Where are those people now? I agreed with you when you said you had a right to speak out. Now here's something in the media I saw today, and if I see one more stupid person in the media talking about the Xbox thing in this speech from Saturday, I think my head's going to explode. Everybody in the media is missing the point. Listen to what the president said on Saturday. Listen to him.
You're coming of age in a 24/7 media environment that bombards us with all kinds of content and exposes us to all kinds of arguments, some of which don't always rank that high on the truth meter.
Yes.
And with iPods and iPads and Xboxes and PlayStations, none of which I know how to work, information becomes a distraction, a diversion, a form of entertainment, rather than a tool of empowerment, rather than the means of emancipation.
Did you hear this? Media, can you get this story right, please? It has nothing to do with Xbox. Are you that stupid? It has nothing to do. What kind of information do you get from your Xbox or PlayStation? You get no information from them. That phrase is a distraction. Name the president in the history of America that says information is just it's a diversion, it's distracting. There can be too much information out there. Oh, some information is, we got to stop it. It's bad for the republic, some information. I've never seen a president say that. Please send it in. If you've seen it, if you have the videotape, the film, send it in. I want to see it. I want to see it. I've only seen this in countries where they end up burning books. Question with boldness even the very existence of God, for if there be a God, he must surely rather honest questioning over blindfolded fear. Thomas Jefferson. I try to read as much as I can on both sides of the issue. I want to know what the other side is. Have you ever read Das Kapital? I have. Should it be banned? Of course not. Read it. It's the ramblings of an idiot. Read it. I want you to read it. Karl Marx, read as much as you can. Do me a favor. Those in the administration, put the Mao book down. I know you got it. You got it mastered. Read the Federalist Papers. Read them both and then decide. Information is bad when? When did information become bad? We're changing. We're changing. Look at these policies. You can hold without a trial if you're suspected. You can read, track without a warrant. There's no Miranda rights if we suspect. And war? Okay, these don't work if we're talking about Al-Qaeda. Because we know what they've already done with Al-Qaeda. We know. So, what are the principles? These are the policies. We got to track back now and find out what their principles are. Their principles are, you can hold without a trial indefinitely if you're a suspect. The principle must be that terror at home is becoming a problem and we have to do anything. Well, now wait a minute. Terror is becoming a problem here at home, but with Al-Qaeda. And you're not doing the things that you should be doing. I mean, we already have systems in place from these. How about this? Read, track without a warrant. They can read or track you without a warrant. You have no reasonable right to privacy. Well, the principle must be that you're a subject of the state. The state controls you. The policy, no Miranda rights if they suspect you. In other words, the principle must be you can lose rights until proven innocent. That's a huge change. Look, you want to lose your rights? Go through court. You'll lose them. If you're a citizen, go through court, you'll lose those rights. This is, we'll hold you without trial indefinitely. You're guilty until proven innocent. Huge change in America. And is there a war? Yeah, there's a war on those who disagree. Let me ask you this. Do you remember that thing that came out, that report that came out from St. Louis that said that Tea Party goers are terrorists? If you're a Ron Paul supporter, you got a Don't Tread on Me flag, and you're at a Tea Party, you could be a terrorist. That was the report. Now let me ask you, you write a check to some Tea Party group in some state, and then some nut job goes off and blows up a building. They find a Tea Party shirt at the guy's house. Our next Supreme Court justice, are they in favor of putting you in jail? Can the government scoop you or anybody else who wrote a check to that Tea Party and hold you indefinitely until the trial, or no trial at all? Can they read your email without any warrant whatsoever? Could they shut you down if you're providing too much information? These are the questions. These are the questions the responsible media should be asking today. Back in a minute. Last night's program, we talked about the things that newspapers and magazines said a year ago, specifically last night on the program. We talked about an article that ran in Time magazine, and they were, making fun of me back then a year ago. And I got home last night and I was watching the TV show and I thought, wow, look at this. Last year at this time, when they wrote it, I didn't have any proof. I just had my gut, and I could see the tea leaves. And it was crazy. But it didn't have any evidence. I said, these things may come. Well, let's go back over that article again tonight, because you need to see it. It was called Fears of a Clown. And these were some of the things that seemed crazy to Time magazine 1 year ago. Let's decide how crazy things really are today, okay? Here I mentioned that I fear that the United States is on a long march to fascism. That's what I said. That's what they said.